The people that get it done, they don't look at the obstacles, they look at the opportunities.
The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken.
Courage. Courage is the key to life itself.
He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
Bonjour à tous, donc le thème de la vidéo d'aujourd'hui c'est la responsabilité personnelle. Alors qu'est-ce que j'entends par responsabilité personnelle? C'est simple, c'est le simple fait de se faire responsable de ses actions et avoir conscience d'un fait qui est que si on aime la vie qu'on a à l'heure actuelle, c'est grâce à nous, mais si on déteste la vie qu'on a à l'heure actuelle, c'est à cause de nous et à cause des choix qu'on a fait dans le passé. Maintenant la bonne nouvelle c'est qu'il y a moyen de changer ça, mais pour ça il faut vraiment prendre la responsabilité de nos actions. Donc ce que je vais faire maintenant, c'est que je vais simplement vous mettre en contact avec des personnes qui incarnent ce principe vraiment, je vais pas dire à la perfection parce que la perfection n'existe pas, mais qui l'incarnent d'une façon incroyable parce que c'est souvent des gens qui sont partis de rien, qui sont partis de situations très compliquées et qui sont arrivés au top dans tout ce qu'ils font. Tout de suite, je vous laisse en leur compagnie.
How poor were you as a family relative to other people on the estate?
I think we were of the lowest, poorest.
Now, I would like to make it clear in parenthesis that I do not blame my parents for their point of view. There is an expiry date on blaming your parents for steering you in the wrong direction. The moment you are old enough to take the wheel, responsibility lies with you.
If you've accepted that where you are is where you're going to be, you've already lost. And there's no power in that. There's no power in that. That's like staying right here. You're not popping the clutch. You're not going forward. You've made a choice to just stay here. And that's your responsibility. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying there are not challenges, problems, obstacles, issues, fears. But when you quit right here, you're right. This is where you're going to be.
You never quit.
Quitting is not enough.
How will you use your gifts? What choices will you make? Will inertia be your guide, or will you follow your passions? Will you follow dogma, or will you be original? Will you choose a life of ease, or a life of service and adventure? Will you wilt under criticism, or will you follow your convictions? Will you bluff it out when you're wrong, or will you apologize? Will you guard your heart against rejection? Or will you act when you fall in love? Will you play it safe? Or will you be a little bit swashbuckling? When it's tough, will you give up? Or will you be relentless? Will you be a cynic? Or will you be a builder? When you are 80 years old and in a quiet moment of reflection, narrating for only yourself the most personal version of your life story, the telling that will be most compact and meaningful will be the series of choices you have made. In the end, we are our choices.
The people that get it done, they don't look at the obstacles, they look at the opportunities. Instead of coming up and say, oh, I wish I had a connection, wish I had money, wish I had this, rather than finding the excuses why they can't do it, they find the reasons to make it work, and then they just bust their ass and good things happen.
Those who think they are owed something just because of who they are, or who their parents are,
or because of their gender, their orientation, their ethnicity, or religion are badly mistaken.
It makes me feel like without having everything that comes out of my mouth be something that you would say, that guy's a role model, I'll be an inspiration and inspiring to the people that come from the circumstances I come from. And it gives me a bigger responsibility, not just myself, but for other people, so they can have an example of how they can make it. And not living in a house with both of your parents isn't an excuse for you not making it, or not having anything initially isn't an excuse to not make it. You know, for me, I don't see, at this point, I tell them good luck if they think they can make me feel like I can't do something that I set my mind on, you know, because I already come so far from where I come from that it's impossible for you to discourage me.
I think we control our own destiny, and so whether David makes it or not has nothing to do with sort of the size or the might of Goliath. And if you're thinking like that, you'll probably always be able to find a reason and, frankly, an excuse and some lame answer as to why you can't win because the markets aren't good. I challenge all of us to say, stop finding reasons to find and make excuses that, you know, we affectionately at Under Armour call loser talk. And I don't know, you've got to just will it and focus on making it happen.
Why do smart people do things that interfere with really getting the output they're entitled to? And it gets into habits, into character, into temperament, and it really gets into behaving in a rational manner. It's not getting in your own way. As I say, everybody here has the ability absolutely to do anything I do and much beyond. And some of you will and some of you won't. But it will, the ones that won't, it will be because you get in your own way. It won't because the world doesn't allow you to. It will be because you don't allow yourself to. The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. I mean, my age, I can't change any of my habits. I mean, I'm stuck. But at your age, you know, you will have the habits 20 years from now that you decide to put into practice today. So I just suggest that you look at the habits you admire in others, or the behavior you admire in others, and make those your own habits, and you look at what you really find somewhat reprehensible in others, and just decide, you know, those are things you're not going to do. Ben Franklin did that a few hundred years ago, and it still works today.
Because people always think there's a finality to success. You know, people think about success in terms of the finish line. People always ask me, why are you so successful? And I always correct them and I say, I'm not successful. You know, the minute you think you've made it is the beginning of the end. So it's just about, the overall message is, you got to keep going. You got to love what you do and you got to keep going.
Why?
Because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Why were we put on this earth? Were we put on this earth to be miserable and to complain and to look at life as victims? I am in control of everything that happens to me. Everything. Everything that will happen in my life, I will be the master of. That doesn't mean my life will always be happy. That doesn't mean my life will always be good. But I have the ultimate choice to choose how I will react to the things that happen to me and move forward from that.
No excuses. No victim mentality. The world owes you nothing. The world might come help you, but I wouldn't count on it. And if you start from the feeling that you need the world to participate in order for you to be successful at taking on this new thing that you're considering doing, you're right to be scared. It might. I wouldn't count on it, though.
It isn't finite if you were born. Where were you born?
Me?
Yeah.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge General Hospital.
Baton Rouge.
There you go.
Louisiana. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I had a long haul from where I came from to here.
It's hard to, when you say that to some people, because they say, oh, there you go with a pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, and, you know, you're just being respectable. Not everybody can do that.
Bullshit. Everybody can. Everybody doesn't. Courage is the key to life itself. There are a lot of people who are born in situations where they say, I'll never get out of this. So they won't.
C'est tout pour cette vidéo sur la responsabilité personnelle. Je suis sûr qu'elle vous a impacté énormément. Comme d'habitude, mettez dans les commentaires quelle est la personne qui réellement vous a le plus impacté, qui vous a le plus inspiré. Partagez la vidéo avec un maximum de personnes et abonnez-vous à la chaîne, ça signifie énormément pour moi. Comme ça, simplement, vous allez continuer à recevoir automatiquement le contenu par mail et continuer à apprendre de toutes ces personnes incroyables. Je vous dis à très bientôt. Ciao, ciao, bye bye.